Hello, good day to everybody. So here we are for another chapter, and this module is a recent entrant as compared to the other concepts. It is the cultural approach, how culture affects politics, if it does, how much, to what extent. We will try to know the meaning of culture, how politics and culture affect each other. How does politics take from the culture and make policies, and how culture can be molded and adapted in such a way that the political system benefits. Now, what is the meaning of culture? Culture is what we eat, how we dress, our festivals, our food, and what we think. That is culture. Culture permeates each and every aspect of our life. It may be when the child has to go to school, the puja which we do at home, when a child is born, so even before child goes to school, culture affects a child right from, rather even before his birth, when the child is in the womb of the mother. When the child is born, we have a set of puja. When the child takes his first morsel of food, again we have a puja, we have some rituals. When the child goes to school, then when he picks up a job, culture just imbibes, it includes everything, each and every part of our life, especially people living in Asia, Africa. The culture is a very, very important part of our life. Culture is a comprehensive concept. It keeps changing. Whatever is redundant, whatever is obsolete, slowly fades away, and we adapt to the new, which can be positive or which can be negative. It depends upon a community, it depends upon an individual. Culture is shared patterns of behavior, and as I said, it grows with each generation. Culture word comes from the Latin word colere, which means to nurture or cultivation. It means to tend to the earth and grow. So culture is appropriate, the word culture is appropriate because it keeps the people connected to each other. It keeps the people connected to their past. It keeps the people connected to the other communities. So culture is a very, very comprehensive concept, a very positive concept, which is the foundation of the political system, the religious system, and there's a lot of give and take because of culture between people, between communities, but as in Africa, between tribes, and the way the world is becoming a global village, interaction between people of different countries. Culture is socially transmitted. It is public, connected with groups. It is transmitted or manifested through signs, language, symbols, discussions, debates, experiences of people. So it is a sum total of the general behavior of a people or of a community. Culture is shared knowledge. It helps people to respond to the social realities around them. It's a guide to the people how to interact with the other people. The change in culture can either be rapid or it can be slow. Culture helps us to adapt to the changing times, and it distinguishes one group, one community from the other. Culture is an identity card of the group. It helps to mobilize people because it ties people to each other. It helps to understand people, their behavior, their interactions, their response to various actions of the political system, and it contributes, all this contributes to giving political science the subject matter to further study and analyze the people for whom they are going to make laws, policies, or to take decisions. Culture is informal. But the informal factors, language, religion, region, culture, play a very, very important role when it comes to the political system, when it comes to actually human beings interacting with each other. Interactions help in interpreting human actions. When we see the interactions of the people amongst each other, when we analyze their human actions, we can go to conclude certain things as to how a law should be made, how a decision should be taken, and what effect it will have on the people just based on the interactions, their positivity or their negativity. So, discussion about culture is very helpful to find solutions because it can help and it helps to modify ideas. Culture assists. It helps to provide a framework to help interpret motives of people in a group. It is helpful to understand the behavior of an individual, and it helps to analyze through action, words, and even by silence of a community or a group of people. Culture is the large realm in which the political activities unfold themselves. Culture and politics are interconnected, and a break from them can lead to a turmoil in the society. Culture helps to get a better understanding of the various facets of the society, the various aspects of the society. Culture feeds politics and vice versa. Politics goes a long way in modifying the culture or helping it evolve. For example, passage of bills against dowry, against child marriage, against female feticide are all a dent in those aspects of culture, the traits which are not useful or which take the society one step backward. The cultural approach helps to distinguish between motives and interests. Motives drive people. Motives inspire people. Motives help people to focus on the goals of the community. They help the group to be a united, cohesive group which is out and out to achieve something, to mold itself for a better future. The cultural approach helps to understand why people behave as they do, why people do talk as they do, why people go on a rampage in strikes and dharnas as we have found in so many places. Why do people participate in riots? It's the cultural approach which helps us to understand all this, the psyche of the people, the psyche of the group. Much behavior can be explained because of the cultural roots of the people. The people can either draw strength from their roots or they can draw negativity from their roots. People behave in politics because of the social conditioning. They behave according to the environment, the society, the family has given them. The ideas which they manifest as political leaders are deeply imbibed in them as social beings, and a political leader draws from his childhood images, from his teenage years, the various biases, the various prejudices that he has come across. Of course, a lot can be worked upon through education, effect of science and technology, but believe me, the childhood experiences, the growing up years experiences have a lot to do as to how an individual behaves in the political system. This approach is useful to know the interactions between culture and politics, to know the various complexities which arise within the political system, and to solve many problems that arise in the political system. Culture and politics is a heady mixture. It can lead to a lot of development, or it can lead to the people or the community slipping back many centuries. Cultural approach can explain many political phenomena. It can help make or frame the blueprint for future action. It can help us understand the political system and the society in its past, present, and future, and it helps to explain the behavior of leaders as well as common people. But the cultural approach has its share of critics who say that this approach is very vague, it is descriptive, there are not many scientific tools which help us to study the political system, and the tools are very uncertain and they have their own limitations. You cannot always study political system in context of biases, the prejudices, and the various personal ingredients which are imbibed deep within a political community or a set of leaders. We can summarize by saying culture is very important. It contains the root of many causes, helps us to understand people and the various events, and it guides the political system for the future. We can conclude by saying culture is the essence of any community. It helps us to peep into the lives of people. It helps us connect the past, present, and future, and helps us to decide the course of action. So, the cultural approach which connects culture with politics and politics with culture is a very, very important informal approach which helps us to understand people when they are placed in the political system. Thank you.